Hey guys, welcome back to the Fit Channel, where I try to explain things in the most basic and simple way possible so you can apply it to your training and other parts of your life if it fits. And welcome to the fourth and final video on the series that I've done on how to get started in this fitness journey into this lifestyle and what is going to be required in order for you to be successful at it. Now, in the first video, I talked about the mindset. If you haven't watched that, I highly suggest that you go back and watch that video. It's the key to everything. The second one was done about the diet and how it's so important, how so many people show up to the gym and they work hard, but they don't take the nutrition part of it serious. Thus, they don't get the results that they are looking for. And the third video I did was on the training, how simple and basic you can keep it to achieve great results. It's not rocket science. So once again, if you have not viewed those videos, I highly suggest that you go back and watch them in order to understand what it is that I'm going to be talking in this video, where I'm going to be putting those three things together to make it an easy lifestyle. So let's get started. Now, the only way, I guess it's not the only way, but the best way that I know to explain this is speaking from my experience. And so I'm gonna do this in a way where I'm talking about myself and what I've done and my experiences and how I got to where I am today. Starting with the mindset. Now, I didn't start my journey until 2015. I told this story in a past video, so I'll give you the Reader's Digest version of it, where I was taking a shower and I looked at myself and said, you know what? The gig is up. At the time, I was 35 years old. And I knew at that time that it was time for me to make that change. I mean, I've always had a pretty good metabolism. I've always been a smaller guy throughout my life. But when you get to a point as a male and you're taking a shower and you look down and all you see is your stomach, that's not sexy. There's nothing good about that. That's not something you should be proud of. So I knew at that time it was time for me to make a change. And at that moment, I made the decision that I wasn't going to sit around and feel sorry and make excuses. My mindset changed. And that's when I signed up for the gym. Now, going into the gym was difficult because I worked a lot of hours. There was days where I was pretty tired after working and really didn't want to go to the gym. I mean, after you've worked a 12-hour day, the gym is the last thing that you're thinking about. You want to go home, get something to eat, put your feet up, but you made a commitment. Your mindset changed. And once that happens, no amount of excuses will ever allow you to overlook that decision that you made. So I went to the gym no matter what. Even when I was tired, even when I didn't necessarily feel like going, even during times where I felt like I wasn't making much progress, I still went because my mindset once again, I keep saying mindset because that's very important. My mindset was you need to get this midsection taken care of. And my first 2 years of training wasn't that great. I didn't make much progress because I didn't understand, number two, the diet. I thought just by showing up to the gym and pushing a few weights around, doing a little cardio here and there, not eating a whole family pack of Oreo cookies every night, just eating half would get me to where I wanted to go. And guys, that is the furthest thing from the truth. I could have made so much more progress in that first 2 years if I had taken my nutrition more seriously. And it's not so much that I didn't take it seriously. I just didn't know. I didn't have anyone that was going to help me avoid the mistakes that I made or that I was currently making. Once I start to research and read and watch YouTube videos and read studies, I realized that my nutrition was 80 to 85% of what I was doing. I was never going to lose that midsection unless I cleaned up my nutrition. Not half-hearted, not just some of it, but all of it, and come up with a realistic plan that I could follow that was going to not only hold me accountable, but keep me on track to my goal. That's when I found that If It Fits Your Macros style of eating. That style of eating changed the game. I realized that you don't have to eat chicken and broccoli every day to get to your goal. You can have everything in moderation as long as you're willing to track these macros. I also found that it wasn't going to be easy. I was going to have to do the work, and the work from person to person is different. Like, If It Fits Your Macros style of eating isn't a free ride. It's work. You have to not only cook the food, if that's what you choose to do, but you also have to weigh it. You have to track it in the MyFitnessPal app. You have to be conscious of what it is that you're eating, and it forces you to kind of plan what it is that you're going to be eating before you actually eat it. Yes, meal plans work as well, but I found that they didn't have the freedom that I wanted. Like, I love cookies, I love donuts, I love cakes. You guys have seen the mukbang videos of me eating all kinds of stuff that a lot of people on a diet plan couldn't do. But if you understand nutrition and you're willing to take the If It Fits Your Macro style of dieting and really embrace it, it will free you from that box, and you'll be able to make your physique whatever it is that you want it to be, as long as you're willing to do the work. Track those macros, weigh your portions of food, understand what 4 ounces of chicken or fish or beef or whatever it is really looks like. But as I've been doing that style of eating now for my 4th year, I don't even weigh all of my food anymore. Like, I have a pretty good idea of what 4 ounces of chicken looks like. I have a pretty good idea of what 8 ounces of 93.7 or 96.4 lean beef actually looks like. I know what a cup of oatmeal looks like. So over time, you get better at it, which gives you more freedom. The biggest thing I could recommend for someone that is starting out is to don't do that. You need to master that style of eating before you can become free. Meaning, you need to weigh all of your portions of food if you're just starting that style of eating. You need to have that repetition to know over time what a portion size that you're supposed to be consuming actually looks like. And the only way to do that is to put that time in over a period of time. But once I cleaned up my diet, that's when I started to get the results that I wanted from the training. Now, the training can be something different for everyone. That depends on you and your goal. I always say that it's a personal journey. And I say that because I've had multiple training partners. I've trained with a lot of different people. And what I found is when it gets hard, let's say you're dieting and you're on the tail end of your diet and you have 5 more vanity pounds to lose to where you feel comfortable with your physique. Now, 5 pounds doesn't sound like much, but when you're pretty lean, 5 pounds is a lot. 5 pounds off of a physique that is pretty lean is the difference between being beach ready and show ready. It's just that simple, kinda, or really just that serious. So once you're trying to reach that goal, the training gets hard. You're on low calories. You don't have that body fat that you once had around your joints. The weight starts to get pretty heavy. Your energy is low because you just don't have the calories that you once had to get through those workouts. That's where it becomes pretty mental. So the mindset is always working. That part never changes. The diet changes depending on the cycle that you're in, whether you're bulking or cutting. The training really never changes. You still need to train pretty hard to keep the muscle you build even when you're on low calories, but the mindset is always the same. This is why I say that the mindset is important, because the mindset also crosses over into discipline, right? I don't rely on motivation. I don't rely on excitement. I don't rely on how I'm feeling at the moment. I rely on discipline, because discipline will keep me doing things that need to be done even when I don't feel like doing them. Discipline is a wonderful thing. And in order to really get the most benefit from this lifestyle, you have to have some degree of discipline. A reason why a lot of diets don't work is because people don't have the discipline. They don't have the mindset that what you're feeling is only temporary. get through whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, and it gets better after that. They rely on feelings or how they're feeling at that time, whether it's good or bad, and then make the decision on whether they're going to finish what they started. That's not a good habit to form. Discipline is very important. It keeps you doing things even when you don't feel like doing them. Trust me, there has been many of times where I didn't want to go to the gym and I didn't feel like doing whatever it was, whether it was work or the gym or prepping my meals for the week when I'm dieting or going to the grocery store. But I understand that if I don't do these things, I can't cry about the results that I didn't get. There is a price to pay for everything that you do and for everything that you don't do. And the question that you have to ask yourself when you're thinking about skipping out of something that you know that needs to be done, are you going to be okay with what happens if you don't do it? And for most people, if you're serious about the decisions that you made, you'll get it done, even when you don't feel like doing it. We always make time for things that are important to us. If health and fitness and changing the way you look is important, you will make time for that with no excuses. No one's going to do the work for you. It's up to you, and it comes down to how bad do you want it. So I know I went off into a tangent, but there's so many different ways to look at this, and I really want to stick the point home that the mindset, the diet, the training, and putting all those three things together in a constructive way and sticking with it even when you don't feel like it will get you to where you need to go. I promise. Yes, there's going to be bumps in the road, but if you set a plan before you start, it does smoothen that road out just a little bit more. So once again, I hope that I was able to inspire you to think about things in a different way. I hope that I didn't scare you away from this lifestyle. I understand it. So for me, it's second nature. It's like brushing my teeth. I know it's something that I have to do every day. Even if I don't feel like it, I don't make the excuses. I just get it done. And if you adopt that mentality, you can reach every fitness goal that you ever set forth for yourself. The main rule that I have for myself is to never rely on other people for anything, especially when it comes to my training. I mentioned earlier, I've had several training partners, but it's a personal journey. And once it gets hard, a lot of people don't have that mental capacity to push through it. So you find yourself training alone anyway. So that's how I prefer to train. It keeps me a lot more focused. I don't have to worry about others. I don't have to worry about motivating other people unless they're on the same wavelength that I am. and it's a huge part of their life, like it is to me, it's just simply not going to work. So once again, I want to thank you for watching. You can follow me on Instagram at Harley Davidson or Nothing. You can follow me on Twitter at FitLifeOver40. My podcast is available on Apple and Spotify, and the name of my podcast is Fit Life Over 40. Once again, thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you at the next video.